And here we are, another Tuesday of crazy relationship advice questions. Thanks for joining me. For those of you who are new here, this is What the Fuck Tuesday on the Debsterism channel. We get together here and go over questions that have been submitted previously. So we don't do live questions on the show, not on this show. These questions have all been sent in advance. They have been put into a document by my lovely cousin Candace. And I read the questions and I answer them off the cuff. So you and I both hear the questions at the same time. Candace is the only one who knows what they say. So it's always kind of there's that element of surprise. And then there's the element of surprise you never know what's going to come out of my mouth about it either. Some days I'm serious and some days I'm not. Some days I'm in a bad mood. Some days I'm not. So it just depends. And if you wrote a question, I advise that you not only listen to what I have to say, but also check out the chat stream because they give some they say crazy minds attract crazy. So I'm gonna tell you is that if you want some more information and some more crazy depth to the question response, then look over there. Yeah, they call themselves the squad. So I had nothing to do with that. They found me. I did not find them. So if your feelings get hurt, don't look at me. I had nothing to do with it. Oh, Mary Elizabeth, it's your first time to the chat? Well, welcome. You should have a good time here. It's a crazy crew. They're a lot of fun. All right, you guys ready? So let's look and see. Oh, we have 25 again, and it looks like that must be our new normal. Now that I'm well, she just loaded me up. I guess we have a backlog. So let us begin with question number 1. This is from a guy, 30 to 36, from Taos, New Mexico. A few weeks ago, oh no, this is okay. This says male, but she must have made a mistake. Okay, a few weeks ago, my husband showed me a stupid post on his phone sent by his imbecile/immature brother. It was a guy bending over doggy style with trousers down, and he was holding on to what looked to be a woman's ankles as if they were having noisy doggy style eggplant. In fact, it was trick photography, and he was holding on to shoes. There was no woman. I told him it was quite gross and forgot about it. The next day, he showed it to our 14-year-old daughter, who was embarrassed and disgusted. Oh, hell no. Today was Act Two. Another post of a woman with huge bosoms sitting behind her desk, explaining to a parent that her son won't focus. Also showed our daughter that. She's disgusted. Would you be okay with this or not? No, hell no. And let me tell you what your husband's doing. Your husband's grooming your daughter. That's what that is. So, there's no reason in this world for a father to show something that's even remotely pornographic to his daughter. Okay, that's grooming behavior. It's bad enough that he showed his wife, but you're gonna show a child? No, 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 no. You need to get his ass with both feet. And like what if it were me, this is what I would do. I would have my daughter come in and I would say it to both of them because I don't want it to be where he can go back later and say that that's not what I said or he misunderstood or it was an accident or this and that. I would say, okay, first you showed me this shit. I told you that it was stupid. Now you showed my child it. And then you went to show it. You did it twice now that I know of. It could be more. You know what I mean? But now it's not even a pedophile. This is these is different. It's this father daughter thing. I'm telling you, a lot of men had this fetish about their daughters, especially when their daughters are mixed and they be talking about, oh, she's so beautiful, she's so this and that. They fetishize their own daughters. Do you think I'm kidding? Look online and see how many of them have these fantasies. It's not, I'm very serious. This is a thing. And you got to know it's true. I mean, look how many of them actually do stuff to their own daughters. Everybody knows a story of somebody in school or their own family where this happened. Father, stepfather. Same difference to me because they're in that same parental role. And what do they do to the daughter? So you see what I'm saying? This is not a one-off kind of thing. This is, and unfortunately, a very frequent occurrence in the minds of stupid ass men. So as the wife, you sit your husband down, you sit your daughter down, and you say, "This is some foul and disgusting shit. I'm gonna tell you right now, husband, you do anything like this again to assault my daughter's intelligence, to do anything that other than to protect her innocence, I'm gonna not only divorce you, I'm gonna file police charges on you because it's illegal what you're doing. What this is illegal, and this is your last and only warning. You let me hear about you doing anything that crosses the line with my daughter, anything about going in the bathroom, looking at her sideways, saying something sideways, showing her anything sideways, motherfucker. First, I'm gonna bust you upside the head with something, then I'm gonna shoot you, and then I'm gonna divorce you, and then I'm gonna send you to the police." Thus, in the order of occurrences. So I just want you to understand, daughter, if he does anything to you that makes you uncomfortable, he shows you anything, he says anything to you that he shouldn't be saying as your father, I want you to tell me immediately so I can kill him. And that's how I would go roll with that. So everybody in the fucking house is on notice. There ain't no be no secrets about this. You know, there's no secrets about this kind of stuff. I want my daughter to know that I have her back. I want my husband to know he is expendable. He's like, just like I found you, that motherfucker, I could put your ass in the wind too. My daughter is that's my blood. And I will do anything to protect her, including blow your head off. So this kind of thing, like, this man needs to understand how serious you are. You sitting up here writing me the note because, like, you don't know what to fucking do. You defend your child, bitch. What the fuck is your problem? This is really pissing me off. Why did my cousin put this letter first? You don't, you knew the shit was funky and foul when you saw it yourself. And how he gonna be showing it to a 14-year-old girl? And she gonna go tell her friends, my dad showed me something that was really gross. And they're gonna be thinking her daddy is a weird freak, which he is. But he's testing you and your boundaries, and he's grooming her. And he can see that you don't have any strength and don't know what to fucking do about nothing. At least, though, you did have enough sense to write to me, so you do what I told you. You sit them both down and you read him the riot act right in front of her, and then you give her instructions about what she's supposed to do if anything like this happens again, because it's not normal for a wife to have to give their daughters that kind of instruction. Well, if your daddy says this or shows you some gross thing. I mean, who's going to think to say something like that? You married a man, you trust him to act like a normal human being and respect his wife and respect his marriage and protect his child. But instead, this one wants to be a predator on his child. And he's testing the boundaries with this kind of stuff. Lady, you better get your shit together. You better get it together like pronto. I mean, like, as soon as you hear this, you need to sit them both down and have this conversation. Okay? Question number 2. God damn it. I swore up and down I was going to try to not cuss today. Well, we have one donation. Thanks, Boogie, to the cussing fund. I guess Boogie said, "Oh, she didn't make it. She tried, but she didn't do it." Thanks, Boogie. Question 2. This is from a female 30 to 36 out of London. Wait a minute. And you know what? I came prepared this time. This is from the glass somebody sent me. Remember this? With the wine, the exercise wine aerobics. I'm telling you, she's from London. Okay, my boyfriend and I have been together for over 4 years. We have very recently moved overseas to resettle and travel. We've been in London less than a month. And a couple of days ago, my boyfriend informed me that his mother may be arriving very shortly to find work and live in our new city, which leads me to believe that his father will follow in due time, of course. My reaction was to be very upset and angry. In our last month in our previous country was spent living with them to help us save on rent, as my parents live too far away to be convenient. I'm very thankful to them for that, but I was also very excited at the prospect of us going on a new adventure together alone. For a bit of backstory, my partner and I come from completely different cultural backgrounds. I'm from New Zealand, and he's born in the Philippines and immigrated when he was 12. I understand in Filipino culture it's normal for families to be involved in one another's lives, and it's not unusual for grandparents to remain living with their children. Back when we were still in New Zealand, every weekend he would visit them and sometimes spend time with them in the evenings and have dinner there. Our nights were and still interrupted by numerous phone calls for requests that he pick up or drop off something, very full on. At first, I was annoyed a lot, and we discussed boundaries and okay for a while, as I would only occasionally accompany him. The month before we left was hard for me as I now feel a little in debt to them for letting us stay and lending my partner money to help us get on our feet. One of the reasons I was looking forward to moving to a new country was having no one to answer to and no obligations apart from work commitments and each other. I feel I have grown and learned to accept the cultural differences and that my partner shouldn't have to change, but they are oftentimes quite different from my own and my own family dynamics. So I'm unsure how to deal with the possibility of his mother moving and maybe the rest of his family as well. My partner doesn't understand my frustration and has this complex of owing them for bringing him to live in New Zealand and raising him and so on and so forth, which I find baffling. He also became very angry. I'm at a loss of how to proceed to keep myself composed. If his mother does move here, you're going to break up. That's what's going to happen. You can't, I mean, I totally get where you're, because this is the problem that me and my husband had. He had, no, they were together for 4 years. We had, that problem because he, was the only kid and real, I don't know. I felt like he had these codependent relationships with his family, whereas my family, I was close to him, but we all, live our lives separately and independently. And if once somebody calls and needs some help, we there. But we don't. We not. It ain't all this, involvement kind of stuff. We stay out of each other's business. It's not like that. So I totally get where you're coming from and this discomfort with a family dynamic that's way, way different from yours. And I'm going to tell you something. This is the stuff that would make a marriage fail. Luckily, my husband got in gear because, I'm like, look, we ain't having all these motherfuckers running in and out the house. You ain't giving them no money, and you ain't going to bring your mother a ham at 11 o'clock at night, getting out to bed with me to go over there and do that. She can wait till tomorrow. And so he gradually, got on board, and so there was no problem. But they tried it. And so in this case, though, he's used to doing that, and you're not married. And so the likelihood of him changing his behavior patterns to match your needs are very slim to like anorexic skinny. Like it ain't gonna happen. So you just have to accept, do you want to be bothered with his family like that or not? And you sound like the answer is gonna be not, in which case you and dude is gonna break up. That's just the way it is. She's not giving him money. You girl, was you listening? She's not giving him money. His parents gave him money. She feels obligated. She feels obligated because the parents gave him money. But you know what? You don't have to feel obligated because his parents gave their son money. That's that got to do with you. You ain't married. See, you keep crossing over like, mixing apples and kumquats. And it's like that don't have nothing to do with you. If they bought him a whole house, that would be their business because that's their son. And you ain't married. So it's not your concern what his parents do for him. They're all this feeling like, he's obligated because they raised him and so forth and all that. Well, they was the two people fucking and made the damn baby. So what? I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you have a baby. You're supposed to take care of it. So I don't understand why he feels all obligated to them for that, but whatever, that's his red wagon. Anyway, let's move on for that because you just got to decide if you can stand this what's going to happen or not. And if the answer is no, like I said, just break up. Question number 3, male, 30 to 36, out of Denver. I own a house that I live at with my girlfriend and a roommate. When everything with Rona started going down, we were all careful and continue to be wearing masks if we have to go out. I recently returned to work at a job that's customer focused, but they're really good about keeping workplace safe for both guests and employees. Me and my roommate became a bit more lax a month ago and invited 2 of our friends over occasionally to hang out and play board and video games. One of them, let's call him Bill, mostly stays at home and seems to be careful if he has to go places. The other one, I'm going to call him Andy, is the type who thinks it's being blown out of proportion. We've only had a handful of people here since the pandemic started, with these 2 being the most frequent. I recently learned that Andy hasn't worn a mask since this began. He avoids stores that require you to wear them out of principle. When I found this out, my annoyance towards him grew. Recently, my roommate invited him over, and when he had asked me about coming over, I told him because of how he is about masks and safety, I prefer he wear a mask when he come over from now on and not come at all. He responded by saying he just wouldn't come over, and we ended it at that. I feel like suddenly asking this is 180 from now I had been treating him before. I'm healthy along with my girlfriend, but if I were to get it and subsequently give it to my dad or another at-risk person, I would be mad at myself. How far should I take this? I don't want to shut him out of my life completely as we've been friends for a very long time. You're not shutting him out of your life completely. You invited him in with wearing safety gear because, as you pointed out, this isn't just about you. You have parents, older parents. You're in the 30 to 36 age group, so you figure your parents are in their 50s or 60s, late 50s, early to mid 60s or whatever, depending on where you are in the kid lineup. Like if you're the youngest or something, and they got kids in their 40s, well, your parents could be hitting on their 70s. So the fact that you are concerned about their welfare, since you see them frequently, that's a responsible child. That's what you should be doing. So, what you might want to do is explain to your friend why you're taking this stance now. I know he's going to be confused because he's going to be like, well, all the times I was coming over there and I never wore a mask before then. So what's the difference? The difference is that, Rona, even though he's healthy now and you're healthy now, there's people who have been healthy. Hey, thank you, Elle. They've been healthy all this time and then suddenly they get it. When I was sick a couple of weeks ago, you know how sick I was? They tested me for it. It came back negative. I knew I didn't have it though because I didn't have the symptoms. But they still test you anyway when you have anything that involves a fever and, even some of the symptoms, which is any virus. But they test you to see if you have it. And I didn't have it. I wasn't a carrier at all. But, there's people who are look healthy and who do have it too. So wearing a mask, especially if you have older people in your life, is the safe, sane, and sensible things to do. Okay, so that's all I can take. Just explain it to him like that. Say, dude, I know it was crazy and everything, but I'm really concerned about my parents. I'm around them a lot. I'm trying to make sure that I stay healthy and stuff so I don't give anything to them because they're too old to, I don't know what'll happen to them if they get it. Hope you understand. Okay, just put it like that. If you don't understand it, then fuck them. Shit. Thanks, WL. Everybody's like, oh, shoot. We only on question number 4. I'm sure there's plenty more cussing to be done. Okay, question number 4, 37 to 45. She's from California. She says, Deb, help. I have a dusty client and I don't know what to do. Oh my God. I have a small consulting firm. I work with companies at risk of bankruptcy or complete shutdown due to everything from poor leadership, fraud, branding or market weaknesses, product or pricing issues, or bad customer service. Dang, I need to hire from you for my channel. We have branding or marketing weaknesses. Anyway, so CEOs hire me to do a comprehensive audit, figure out why the company's struggling, and then make recommendations on how to stop the downward spiral. In most cases, I get a second contract to implement the changes. I usually work with 4 to 7 companies at a time. One of my clients right now is a CEO of a software company. He has not been able to grow his business in over 15 years and struggles to keep business because customers find better options and leave. He has lost so many employees over the years that he's down to 24 full-time people. He can't recruit new talent because qualified people see through his bullshit, and the weak ones join the company, then fail almost immediately, so they resign or get fired. After my comprehensive audit over 8 months, I have pinpointed the problem. It's the CEO. The guy lies all the freaking time. He lies to employees, he lies to clients, he lies to the board, he lies to contractors. It's just a hot mess. I put together a plan like I always do, and he approved it, but he has been sabotaging any progress we make and correcting the issues that have resulted from his lies. I have daily meetings with him to go over the red flags, and he immediately starts gaslighting. And when I call him out by saying gaslighting doesn't work on someone who sees right through it, he gets mad and disrespectful. It's a vicious cycle, but thanks to years of therapy and your videos, I can handle him. My issue is this. In my audits, I recognize 4 people who are highly qualified and totally wasting away at a dead-end job with a company that's going under. At the same time, I'm consulting with other companies, and 2 of them have open positions that these people will be great candidates for. It would be a promotion and a pay increase for each. There's no written contract that says I can't recruit from my clients, but somehow it doesn't feel right to me. The 4 people I'll be taking are basically the only reason this dumbass CEO hasn't gone under already. The truth is, at best, this company has another 8 to 10 months left. Do you think it's wrong if I tell these people about the other jobs? If I recommend them, they have an 80% chance of getting hired immediately. Wow, that's good. Any thoughts on dealing with all this dust in my nose, eyes, and throat? I hate to see good talent go to waste. Yes, this is touchy because of the fact that even though his business is going under and he sounds like he's dusty as he can be, that might, even though it's not a contract, it might be considered a conflict of interest. You see what I'm saying? If you say that these are the four people that are critical to his business staying afloat, even for these last few months, if they get snatched right now and his business goes under immediately, he's going to blame you. He's already narky, so he's looking to shift the blame on somebody. So this is a very delicate balancing act. Do you think these people are trustworthy? Do these people know that these other folks are your clients? Because it's time to get some game going. What you do is you got their contact information, right? Because you know where they work. You have their phone numbers at their desk, their email addresses. So you give that to the HR person, the recruiter, headhunter, whatever, of these other companies. Or if you know official headhunter that can get a commission, then you give it to them. So there's a buffer between you and the people. You see what I'm saying? You got to be very careful with this because you don't want this to affect your business reputation at all. You want to have like something in between. So as long as you have somebody who's pretty street smart and savvy, they'll know how to word it to get these people to interview over there and without ever mentioning your name. And for all you know, they've already looking. Their resume may be out somewhere. A headhunter would be able to find that out as long as you give them their name. So that's the approach I would take. Is very good that you're looking out for them. That's wonderful. I like that spirit. Because a lot of these people, they have kids in college. They have young, it depends on their age. They may have young families. I mean, it's a hard time right now. So you said there's four of them and there's only two positions though. Um, I would give the headhunters all four names and let them work it out. You know what I mean? Let them figure out which one they think is the best fit. But yeah, she definitely got to cover ass. But you definitely want to put a buffer between you and that person. Somebody that they got to be cool though, so they're not gonna be able to. They're not gonna say where they got the person's name or anything. But we had headhunters used to call like my bosses and stuff all the time. I never knew where they would get the name. They would be referred by all kind of different people to him, and he was a partner and making big money. He wasn't tripping. But every so often, somebody would call with the right offer, and they would bail out and go to a new firm. So it does happen. So that's my advice. So think about how you can do that with headhunters you know and trust, and I'm sure they'll be happy because they'll get a fee, and then you'll be happy because you will be able to get back on the under at this idiot talking crazy to you and disrespecting you and stuff. There's nothing about that you should take, and everything about that you should don't get mad, get even. I likes that. Question number 5, female, 30 to 36, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Oh my God, what kind of book did she write? Okay, we about to skim this. We still have some letters from that we still trying to wade through from the old form before I changed it. So some of these letters is just old, long as hell. She's 30 to 36 from Fort Wayne, Indiana. 2 years ago, I left my ex who was emotionally and verbally abusive. He insulted me almost every day. He would tell me I was a stupid, a freak. Nothing I said was smart or funny. He criticized what I wore, what I ate, my friends. He encouraged his friends to be rude to me, and they did did. He would tell me I was extremely lucky to be with him because he could get any girl he wanted. If he didn't do what if I didn't do what he said, he would threaten to leave me, then cheat on me and tell me about it. Wow, and you stayed around to listen to all this bullshit? What's wrong with you? The last day I ever saw him, we were doing the wild thing, and he tried to take the condom off without me knowing. Oops. I stopped, got out of bed, and went and sat on the couch. He started telling me how I meant nothing to him and how he didn't care about me, my feelings, or what happened to me. At that moment, a switch flipped in my head, and I realized just how bad of a situation I was in and that I did not love him anymore. Without saying anything, I got dressed, walked out the door as he yelled at me. I blocked his number, blocked all social media, and moved back with my parents, who were in a different state. About 6 months later, I met my current boyfriend, who is amazing, and I am blessed to have met him. He's kind, loving, selfless, and uplifting. He's helping me gain back my self-confidence. Every day I see him, I leave with feelings happier than when I came, the complete opposite of my ex. But 2 days ago, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was my ex, and he apologized for everything he did and said. For the first time, he acknowledged how he treated me. When we were together, he always told me I was making it all up. This text made me very emotional, and I cried about it for most of the night. Hmm. My boyfriend was extremely supportive of how emotional I was. He thinks I should not answer it and that if I work through these feelings, I will find closure. My best friend, who knows pretty much every detail of the relationship, encouraged me to leave him, thinks I should say everything I need to say, and thinks it's the only way I will ever get closure. I was pretty beat up about him for a while after his breakup, even though I knew I was better off. I had a lot of self esteem issues. Also, I was extremely hurt when a mutual friend told me of his new relationship and how he did things with her that he would never do for me. Before his text, I was content to leave him in the past because I thought he was gone from my life. Now that I've heard from him, it's been hard pretending like it didn't happen. Should I respond to him or just move on? No, what you did, okay, you blocked everything, but you should have changed your number. That's how you could have avoided this. And, I'm going to ream you about this getting emotional about some fucker who called you names and did all and had his friends, his flying monkey friends attack you, and he cheated on you and told you about it. He tells you to his face he don't give a shit about you and all that stuff, and you going to cry? You ought to be up doing the Cabbage Patch, the Running Man, the Nay Nay, and all them dances, whatever else, all put together in joy, instead of crying and acting a zip damn fool over this idiot. What's wrong with you? This you pissing me off. I hate to see women act like this. And I don't have no pity for you crying. So you talking about you got closure. You have closure the second you decide you have it. Your friend is stupid. Get a new best friend. Because she's going to tell you some bullshit to have you all caught up in some drama. So she can sit there and be like on the sideline enjoying your pain. You got to be careful about some of these bitches because they will lead you down a path of death and destruction and sit there eating popcorn watching you go through all these conniptions. So there's no reason for her to tell you that you was doing fine. There's no reason for her to try to circle you back into that mess and respond and tell him all that you want to say so he can send it back and deny it, right? Which is all he's good for. And then you're going to get mad and hurt all over again. Why would you set yourself up like that? That man, he already told you, I don't give a fuck about you. So when a man says he doesn't give a fuck about you, you saying everything you want to say, he's going to still say, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. You full of shit. You're ugly. You're stupid. You're fat. You're listening. Everything else he said to you before, he's going to say it again because you opened the door and let him do it. When you're done with the stupid fool, you be done with them. Change your number and forget you ever got this text. Okay? There's no reason for you to respond to him. He done already told you he don't give a fuck about you. So anything that you say is just wasting your fingers texting or talking or anything. No, so anyway, no, you should not respond to him. Change your number, move on. Deal with the guy you got. And he ought to kick your ass. He's trying to be nice. If you was my girlfriend, I'd be cussing your ass out right now. Yeah, look at the video on this channel about fucking closure. It don't mean nothing. Some fantasy, romantic fantasy. Goofy hoes done thought up talking about I need closure. And you go to get closure from the very motherfucker who hurt you? Please explain to me what sense that makes. It's like getting bit by a rattlesnake, and then you run to the snake and say, oh, snake, please give me closure. That's the same thing. You know that snake is going to look at you and say, you a dumb bitch, I'm going to bite you again. That's exactly what's going to happen with you in this case. Okay? Understand that. You got closure the second you set your mind to it. Nobody gives it to you. You don't ask for it. You created yourself. This is just crazy. Oh my God. I'm just like, oh, Mr. Boa Constrictor, you're squeezing me to death. I know I'm about to die, but can you give me closure? See, this is why this column made me into an alcoholic. Before this, I never really drank that much. But as soon as I started doing What the Fuck Tuesday, I have to be drinking every Tuesday. Oh, my God. Question number 6, female, 26 to 29, from Adelaide, Australia. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been this, quote, friend with benefits with my ex. Why? Why would you do that? He was clear from the beginning that he didn't want to compromise, and I agreed with that being his reasons, quote, I am not emotionally available, and my mind is in my job and my career. When in reality, he was dating someone else. I just found that out, and I didn't find it out from him. Anyway, because COVID and quarantine, we ended up sharing this place for a few months. And even I asked him about this person. He kept denying it. Ironically, I am 100% sure he has been dating her. Okay, so she has no idea because of COVID. She's in another country with her daughter, probably her ex-husband, that we've been staying together all this time. Also, he's supposed to go study in another country if and when borders and international flights are allowed. She is not my friend. We have only people we have only have people in common. Now, with all that information, should I not tell her? Tell her what? That you're a stupid bitch? That's what you going to tell her? You say, I'm a dumb bitch. I'm sitting over here fucking some man who's already told me he's not interested in me, don't want nothing with me, and I'm staying here in his house, and I know he loves you, but I'm going to call you and whine on the phone like a dummy because that's what I am, a dummy. You know what I mean? You don't know who she's in another country with. You don't know what she's doing, and you don't know nothing. But you created all this drama in your mind. See, this is what I call drama bitches. Just like some old drama, just stirring up bullshit. You know what? Let me, you call me. Call me so I could cuss you out and tell you all about how dumb, what of a dumb bitch you are. 900 degrees of dumb bitches. And so, it's like, I don't give a fuck who he's fucking. Bitch, he gonna be on the plane and be right over here and forget all about you. So you want to do that? That's your red wagon. You a free hoe. What I mean, that's the dumbest of a hoe is the one that don't charge. I don't know what else to tell you. You shouldn't have written me this letter. Okay, this is stupid. This is some like 12th grade, probably 8th grade stupidity. I'm a caller in another country and I'm a tell on him. What you think she gonna do? If she had any sense at all, she would cuss you out. Yeah, this is just stupid. I just like it's just like, oh my God. Anyway, let's move on. Question number 7. Female 37 to 45 from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I am a 45-year-old white woman who potentially had a malignant narcissist and sociopathic father growing up. Ooh, wee, wow. Going forward, what advice would you give to a woman in my situation? I have not gone to my parents' house for Christmas for the past 2 years simply because this idiot man doesn't know when to quit with his snarky and very judgmental comments. It is weary as hell when he goes on a rant. That's it? Okay, so you want to know what advice you. Well, if you want to see your mama, okay, the first thing you have to do is listen to some of my videos. Okay, you've been on the channel for a while, so you know enough to write here. I guess. I mean, I don't know where you came from, but if you're new here, then listen to a couple of my videos where I give examples about how to go off on people. How to talk about them. When you have your raggedy ass daddy, a lot of people really will stop because they feel like, oh, it's my parent and I should respect them. And under normal circumstances, I would agree with you. But once, a time or two, you give them a pass a time or two. Okay, but after that, they've worn out that excuse that I'm your child, so I'm gonna give you a pass thing. That's played out now. So now you crack your knuckles and you just go straight hood rat. And so he starts talking shit, you talk shit right back. And he starts saying something about you, you talk about him. That's your ED having ass. Shut up. You ain't had no pussy in forever. And you sitting up here, that's why you mad. You old buzzard. You want to talk about somebody? I mean, whatever. I don't know what his issues are, but whatever they are, find them, pick at them, and just embellish on them and talk about him from when he was 5 to when he's yesterday. Just talk about him really bad. Everything he says about you, talk about him back. Tell him his figure, because old men get that flat, that frog butt look, and they get that gut and moves and double chins and all kind of shit be going on. They get that horseshoe hairline working, all kind of stuff. You should have a field day with him. Just rag him down. Say, yes, you're a miserable fuck. That's why you sitting up there want to talk about everybody. You just miserable. Nothing about you is happy. You ain't been happy since 1965 and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's an old buzzard. But I mean, my thing is I can't really like tell you what to say because my cracks come in the heat of the moment. Like I will walk in, somebody will say something to me. I look at them and then the words start flowing. So I can't really tell you a script or anything like that, but I'm just giving you an idea for how my mind works. And when I start looking at somebody, where my mind goes, and then I start talking about them. So they get that flat, wide booty. You know what I'm talking about. And then they pull their pants up. Either they pull them up way high or they put them under their gut and the gut be laying over the belly. So they can't even find their dick. They got to pull that gut up to pee. Oh, my God. I mean, I would just have a field day with him. And see, when you start talking like that, then all bets are off. So you can talk about him from head to toe. And don't stop. And then say, Merry Christmas, motherfucker. That's your present. You got red. Yeah, a pamper booty. I just can't with these people. I don't know. I don't just don't like it. I talked about my auntie one time. She started some shit. You know, my little brother is my precious angel, even though he's not he's not so little anymore. But still, I used to beat up people about that boy. He was born premature, so he had like stomach issues and stuff. So I was always very protective of him. And one of my uncles was staying with my brother, and this uncle started like acting stupid. My brother had just had back surgery, and so he was like defenseless, and I couldn't go out there at that time. I forgot why I couldn't go. But anyway, so my aunt, I told my uncle all what he better not do to my brother. I was going to send the frat because, well, anyway, thug life. That's all I'm gonna say. So I said, I'll have some people find you. You have to be out there in the bay. You better leave him alone. Don't let him call me and tell me that you did anything, said anything, or threatened him in any way again, or that's your ass unk. And so he got scared, and because I never talked to him like that, he calls my aunt, right? Why this bitch, I ain't even talked to her, gonna call me and start telling me all about something about what I better not do. I cussed her bitch ass out. And I told her, your brother ain't no more important than mine is to me. And mine is younger. Mine is in a, just had surgery. Back fucking cut open. So, if anybody's going to go down, it's going to be your brother. And then don't get in my face because then it'll be you too. I don't give a fuck. The blood is an accident. You know what I mean? I'm not related. I didn't choose to be related to your fucking ass. So you said, I cussed her bitch ass out. She never talked to me anymore. She dead now. And I'm like, psh. I'm like, you coming to the funeral? You don't want me there. You see somebody spit on somebody's coffin. That's about what you see. She talked to me all kind of crazy. I hold a grudge forever and build a shrine to that shit and worship at it daily. So you don't want to do that. So I declined to go. No, but yeah, they threatened my brother. I was like, bitch, I'll be on the next thing smoking out there, and y'all to be dead. They be like, well, you be in prison. Oh well, be a good day. I'm just, I'm telling you guys, the temper that you see now is lightweight compared to what I used to be. Even like 10 years ago, I'm toned down a lot. It's with age comes, mellowness. Yes, honey, we got a shrine to the grudge. We got a shrine to it. So let's move on. So yeah, lady, get your tongue working here, and all that respect that you got for your daddy, get rid of it. Okay, he don't deserve it. Question number 8. Oh God, how we going to go to number 8? Female 26 out of Monterey, California. I've had this happen twice with 2 different guys in the past 2 weeks. I'm wondering if this is normal. Oh shit. I bet both of them online. One of them invited me for a coffee and asked me when can I go during the week, and I said any day of the week in the morning is fine. He didn't proceed with telling me a specific day that we can meet, but then on Monday, he sends me a message at noon saying he's close to where I live and if I want to meet up that afternoon. I asked him what was the part of I can meet up in the morning that he didn't understand. And he was surprised with my response. It was like he completely ignored what I said. Good job, girl. The second guy was yesterday. We messaged each other for a few days, and yesterday he sends me a message at 4 p.m. saying he's done for the day and free, and if I want to meet up, that I can go and meet him at a coffee shop where he lives. I told him, no, I don't do casual. Let's meet up now with guys I've never seen before. I like to arrange to meet in advance and with respect. He was also very surprised by my reaction. I just feel that these guys is all about them. It's when it's convenient for them to meet, either because they're near where I live or have nothing to do. Whatever. They don't know how to properly treat a woman and respect her time, arranging something in advance. It's like they're meeting up with their guy friends. I feel this is the sort of thing you do with close friends when you already have a relationship built with them, not with dating someone new. I don't like this at all. What do you think about this? I think that you are exactly right and you handled that very well. You get 2 thumbs up from me. What they're doing is testing you. This is a test. And those of you who are listening to this need to understand this too. When a woman is thirsty and don't have shit going on in her life, and her entertainment is a man, she will jump up and run around and cancel whatever she was getting ready to do and change her life to meet him on the spur of the moment. Once you do that, he knows you're a desperado. And notice how convenient each one of them. I'm by your house. I'm by my house. Why are they by their houses instead of by their jobs? Because there's a mattress nearby. That's what that's all about. Because after coffee, then well, come over to my place, this and that, or let's go over to your place, this and that. But see, you didn't fall for the trick, so they were surprised because you're online, but you're not desperate, and they're not used to that. So that's how you handle yourself in a situation like this. You make them treat you the way that you want to be treated. You don't accept their garbage. And you say they don't know how. Yes, they do. But it's like I said, it's a test. And it's a way to see if you're a woman who's about what she's about or if you're going to be more about, trying to get a man. And you handle this very well. I'm very proud of you. Go, Cali girl. Cali girl. Okay, question number 9. Female, 30 to 36 out the UK. Oh, my boyfriend and I are both in our 30s, approaching 1 year together next week. We've been planning a trip for the next month and had some, let's call them clashes regarding the booking. A few days ago, he said he was tired of going around in circles with it. I explained that I couldn't do what he wanted, and he said, well, do you want to keep doing this? It's really not working, is it? I said I didn't see any problem with it, and I can't comply with what he was asking, but if he does see a problem and he wants to break up, then just say so. Later on that night, he said he still wanted to go on a trip, and he would confirm the details the next day. So this was day 1. Day 2, I didn't hear from him all day. Very unusual, so I messaged him in the late afternoon. Are you okay? He read the message and took about an hour to respond with, yeah, I'm fine. I had a lot going on today. You? I said I was fine too. He asked if we were still doing something on Saturday, the first weekend we have been able to go out since lockdown. So I said, yeah, it would be nice too. And I was returning from my work trip the next day. He didn't reply to that, and I haven't heard from him since then. Now, on the morning of day 4, whenever he is angry or upset at me, he does this ignoring thing. It's horrible, but I always have to go after him and apologize. But something feels different now. I don't feel I did anything out of line, and I don't know what to do. Should I try to message him again or just give him space for now and wait for him to message me? Okay, see, this is the issue. When a man does that thing where he don't talk to you and he gonna put you like you in the corner or something like a child, you break up with him. You don't accept that kind of mistreatment. I don't understand what these young girls be just doing. And you just gonna keep dating a man who treats you like that? Just like I'm not talking to that bitch, and you okay with that? That's why he does this, because you was okay with it. That's not how you do things. It's not how you handle a mature relationship. That's some 12-year-old shit. Okay, so as soon as he did that the first time, you supposed to say, look, son, I don't know what kind of women you've been dating, but this is some bullshit. If you have a problem with anything that I do, we need to talk it out, and you need to act like a fucking adult. You do this shit one more time, we're through. Because I'm a firm believer, just like a rattlesnake, everyone should get a warning, right? Everyone should get a warning. Because he would be like, I guess I can't do that. That ain't going to work over here. But then, since you've warned him and he does it again, that means he's okay with breaking up. He just didn't want to be the one to do it. And then you break up and then you move on to somebody who's got better communication skills. So you don't like this at all. Just understand what time it is. You're having all these conflicts and problems. Why are you fighting to be with the man who's stupid? I don't understand it. I have no patience for this kind of stuff. I need a swig. Oh, yeah, look at my bracelet. Isn't it beautiful? I ordered it on the internet. I don't even remember where, but I like it. Okay, so yeah, girlfriend, it's time to move on. Question number 9, female 30 to 36. Oh, wait, that's the one I just read. I forgot to get rid of that page. Question 10, female 26 to 29 from Southern California. Hi, Deb. I love your show and what you do for us women. While I've always been a no BS kind of woman, your channel has really encouraged me to shut shit down the moment I sense red flags and to go ghost. Very good. So I was talking to this guy I just met online. I know you don't like these sites and call them the swipey things, but generally I was only looking for some fun while I was in town. This is not something I do often or at all, really, but it was a choice I made in the moment. When speaking on the phone, we were talking about doing certain eggplanty things, including, no, mouth stuff. He asked if I was into giving, though I didn't directly answer. He tried to press and then said he wouldn't give it personally. I ended up not speaking with him again. Maybe this is TMI. No, I know it is. You right. But I think this is a problem for a lot of women, and often they get used and discarded. What advice would you give to advice, I think she meant, would you give to a woman who encounters such a man? I would love your input. Thanks in advance. Well, you just get, I mean, I don't know. See, personally, yes, girl, Cassie, I don't like, I'm not having that conversation. I'm not going to do it because it's like, it just puts the focus on something that it shouldn't be on at all. He don't know your favorite color. He don't know your favorite food. He don't know what you look like, but he knows what sex acts you like. You see, well, see, I don't get that line of conversation. Or why? I mean, I know you probably wanted to do it because you had done it before. You just want to get the thrill of the moment and see what it was all like. Okay, now that you've seen, don't ever do that again. Okay, because you got to look at this. You know, when you as a woman, no matter what you do with your dude, I mean, you could be every kind of freak of the week that there is, okay? There are certain things that you need to keep separate and away from the public eye, okay? Everybody don't need to know that kind of stuff about you. They don't need to know your history. They don't need to know about your mental illness. They don't need about your struggles with substance abuse. And they don't need to know about your sex life. Okay? That should be something only you know about. As I learned a hard lesson, you can't even trust your best friend with that information. Because she's going to run and tell her husband. Okay? That's what happened to me. Run and tell her husband and have him looking at you all kind of sideways. So, you know, there's certain things you just got to really think about this because this world with the internet is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and you just never know who knows who. Okay? So stop that. And if you getting involved in that, don't do that. Don't do it. It's bad enough, like I said, when you gotta, you know, when it's with your dude and they be having these revenge sites and all this old stuff. And the other thing is, you don't let men take nudie pictures of you. Okay? You don't let that happen either. You want to be taking pictures and videos and all this shit? No, don't do that either. So that's my warning about that. My thing is just shut that down and don't do it. Okay? Question number 11, male, 26 to 29 from the UK. I've been in a relationship with this girl for 3 years and we live together. Towards the start of our relationship, she told me she didn't like some of my friends. One was a guy I'd known for a few years and went on holidays with. I told her that I spoke to him after an argument and what he said to me. She didn't like what he said. From then onward, she told me that she wanted me to talk to him. Eventually, she deleted him from Facebook and was annoyed at me that I hadn't already deleted him. Another girl was Another was a girl I had been friends with for 10 years. She was insecure about it because I had been friends with her for a long time. One day she told me she wanted to speak to this girl to find out why I'm friends with her and called her up. From then onwards, this person hardly tried to contact me. Recently, she put a post on Facebook, which my girlfriend saw, so my girlfriend deleted her from my Facebook. A person I work with who I got on really well with, she didn't want me to carry on talking with him after I left work because she thought he was manipulative at work and told me not to reply to his messages. There are a few other people, but I don't talk to those people much. Also, she didn't like it when I used to talk to my parents because she thought that they would say bad things about her or our relationship and thought some of my family members were just using me. So that has got to the point where she would start an argument if I engaged with some family members without her being there. This has on occasion felt too controlling to me, and she will get even worse if I try to talk to her about it. Is this normal behavior? I can understand her being upset about the guy who I spoke to after an argument. I understand her not wanting me to be friendly with other girls. But to this extent, is it too much? Is it common to behave? No, break up with that. Oh, she's stupid. And she's very controlling, and she's doing what's called isolating. She's trying to isolate you from any and all other social contexts, so the only person you have in your life is her. Not even your own family. You crazy. Why did you change your password on Facebook and add your friend back in and tell her that who the heck you have on your Facebook is your fucking business and mine hers? Where's your cojones, dude? You don't have no nuts. You don't let some woman control you like that. You supposed to shut that shit down. As soon as she start telling you who you be friends with, say fuck you. I'm friends with who the fuck I want to be friends with. Don't tell me what to fucking do. You lost your damn mind. And then she wanted to try to, calling up women and stuff. Say, you know what? You pick up that phone and call her. We're through. We're done. You ain't gonna be trying to control who I'm friends with, ho. I don't know what the fuck is your problem, but you try it and see what happens. We're gonna be so through, and I'll get your shit and fling it out the window. That's how through we gonna be. You're not going to do that. That's a no-no. Stuff like that. And you just let her just run through your life and just ramshot everything. I mean, I'm just like, shut up, Michelle Louise. Something wrong with you, dude. I ain't never seen no dude who has so little testosterone. Let some woman uh, run him raggedy like that. Let's move on to question number 12. We almost at the halfway mark. Female 21 to 25 out of Florida. My man has told me the most confusing thing last night, and I just want to know some opinions on it. Okay, y'all get ready. The night before we were together at his place, and everything was well, even better than it has been lately, actually. We were cuddling, watching movies and TV, and down to the moment I sensed, wait a minute. Oops. I got my pages mixed up. Okay, cuddling, watching movies, talking about life, and ended the night making whoopee. The next morning, I woke up and we had breakfast together and went to work. While I was at work, he sent me a message asking me about if there's another guy interested in me at my job. I told him there's a guy from another department back in March. You're an idiot. But that's dealt with. Then he asked me and outside of work, and I responded with the guy friend of mine who asked for my phone number. It's nothing he doesn't know already. I wondered why he was questioning me about this, and I did ask, but he didn't reply back, so I let it go. Evening came, and I was at my place, and he told me he said not with his brother-in-law. We chatted by text every now and then as usual. Then he told me this, and I got very confused. He said, quote, "You give me bad vibes," with a sad emoji. I asked him how he meant, but he did not respond. Hours later, I got sleepy and told him good night. I woke up this morning. He used to text me when he gets home after night out, but I didn't hear from him. I sent him a good morning text and said I hope he got home safe. I'm waiting for him to respond. Wake up because I want to open a conversation about what he said. My thoughts are, it sounds like he doesn't trust me. We've been together for a year. I'm always informing him of what I do or where I go, just sweetly tell him about my day and when I go places and who's with me, etc. And so does he. I'm an open book. So I don't think I've ever given him any reason to trust me, not trust me. Any ideas? Yes, you were stupid. I don't know what he asked you them questions for, but these are the answers. Okay, you all listening to this. Anytime a man asks you, is there some other man that is interested in you? Not that I know of. If it is, it's a secret, right? So you're not saying that there's not because you can't read everybody's mind. And that's a truthful answer. You don't know. Okay? And he should know that by now, but you're just going to reiterate the obvious. Not that I'm aware of. The only one who likes me is you. Okay? That's how you should answer a question like that. And then what's the other one he asked you? If is somebody interested in you at work? No, God, are you kidding me? That would be sexual harassment. That's get you fired around here. Now, nobody's gonna make any moves like that. Not on this job. You see what I mean? That's how you answer that. Whether it's true or not, he doesn't need to know. Why would you even tell him some shit like that? See, this is the thing. Y'all always be trying to be like all like this honest thing. You don't be honest with a man about some other man. I'm going to just tell you bluntly, just like that, they can't handle it. Their minds just go crazy. They start fantasizing and imagining all kind of stuff that's not even true. But it doesn't matter because that's what they imagine. So what do? You don't give them the material to imagine. Okay? It's called managing your relationship. Men are stupid. Okay? I done told you all this 55 million times. You can't tell them stuff, especially stuff that you don't really know. You just can't tell them. You don't tell them about your abuse. You don't tell them about what you did, what happened to you in childhood. You don't tell them about your sexual assaults. You don't tell them about nothing that involves another man. You just don't do it. They cannot handle it. You have some stuff like that you want to talk about, you go to yourself a counselor and you tell them. Don't even tell your friends because most of them don't understand either. A lot of them will flip it around somehow to blame you. Don't do it. If you ain't telling me, you tell a shrink. Okay, that's it. Even parents, I don't know. People are just so weird. They don't know how to handle stuff. And they have very, poor, low emotional intelligence. So I'm just warning you. You get these kind of questions are a setup. Okay, and you failed the test with your big ass mouth. Just roaming off at the mouth. Let's move on to question number 13. Female 226, she says USA. I entered the dating scene when I was 21. Since I started so late, I made many mistakes due to my inexperience. I've cut off two guys for mistreating me. Good. One of them was still in love with their ex and did more for them than he ever did for me. He told me he would stop talking and hanging out with her because she hurt him. But he later broke up with me, giving the classic "it's not you, it's me" speech. But I knew it was because of his ex. I hated the way he acted like he was the shit, and then he dumped me because he's short, obese, and sucks at giving eggplant. I honestly thought he was a good person, so I gave him a chance. Well, there's your fatal mistake. The second guy dumped me after sleeping with me. He lied to me, saying he ended it because he was busy with work. He only worked part time and took up some freelancing work, but he still had time to get drunk every day, hang out with his friends, and play video games. These guys were super interested in me at first, then faded away after getting what they wanted. I do not care about them losing interest, but it hurt me when they started lying and talking to other girls before ending it with me. I feel angry and regret being the nice girl during the relationship and breakup. I wanted to break up with both of them twice, but they begged me not to. Yet they had no problem doing the dumping. I've stopped dating because of these experiences. But how do I get past the pain to stop thinking about these past failed relationships? Girl, these weren't relationships for you to be getting any feeling for. Okay, first of all, look at the relationship, the video about vetting, and look at the video about boundaries. Okay, because you didn't vet and you had no boundaries in either one of these situations. So you walked into the hot mess, like willingly, like ran into it, arms open, embracing the bullshit. So, the fact that you entered the dating scene when you were 21 should have given you more time to learn something. That's not an excuse for being stupid. It's the ones that are really young that have that excuse. At 21, you had plenty of time to read, to listen to all these videos, to read books about relationships, to read books about narcissists, read articles, all kind of stuff. Yeah, she level up big time. But you can't use that excuse. 21 is plenty old enough to know better than this. First of all, why would you even think that you should date a guy who's short, fat, okay, let's just stop there. He's short and fat. Looking like a roly-poly oompa loompa, some shit like that. A weeble. Why you want to date a weeble? I don't do weebles. I didn't even like them when I was a little kid. My little brother had a set. I used to play with him, but I didn't like it. Something about them little round ball people. That didn't work for me. And you want to date one and put him in your bed. What's wrong with you? Then you got a guy that had time to get drunk and hang out, and he only worked part time, and all he did was play video games. Okay, where are your standards of who you choose to date? I'm not seeing any here. So, like I said, you walked into both of these situations, arms just open wide, just like, oh, come fuck me over. I'm just going to take anybody and anything and give you a chance, Miss, because you have to have standards for the men that come into your life, young lady. Neither one of these guys would be a blip on any woman with census radar. They're losers, okay? And so that's short and fat. I can't. I cannot with the Weeble people. And then the playing video game dudes, drunk and all that stuff. See, no. Okay, get you some standards first. Get you some standards. Look at those videos, like I said, and work out a list on what you are looking for and what you need. And then don't accept anybody who doesn't make that cut. Okay, you don't want an alcoholic, then you don't date somebody who drinks all the time. Okay, you want a man with a full-time job, not somebody who's working part-time and plays video games the rest of the day. So, you want somebody who's in shape and looks handsome and looks good that you can bring him places and be proud of the man that you with, not a weebo. You see what I mean? You got to have some standards here. And so there's nobody to be mad at, and there's nobody to be in pain about but yourself for making that dumb decision. But, it's really not really anything to be mad about or in pain about. Just laugh. Chalk it up to experience and let's move on. Come on. I'm just saying. Let's move on to question 14. This is from a young woman in the 21 to 25 age group out of San Jose, California. This guy and I have been talking for almost 2 months. We met in person last week. Things went really well. We have not had eggplant. I feel like this is always a defining factor in a relationship. It's so not. We swam in his pool, talked all night, walked his dog, got pizza, watched the movies, and so I spent the night. What? The next day, I spent pretty much the whole day there. He made me breakfast and we swam in the pool again. He was really sweet and attentive the entire time. What freaks me out is he openly said that in the past, once he has eggplant with a girl, he doesn't have feelings for them anymore. And it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? You're supposed to take that as a warning. He said that if he's been at fault for anything in his relationship, it's confusing lust for a general connection. I think you mean genuine. We were making out in the pool, and that's as far as it went. Yet I'm afraid if I have eggplant with him, he'll lose too soon. He'll lose interest. We stopped talking briefly over the issue of him mistaking his attraction for me as only physical. He told me I was, quote, basically the whole package, yet he somehow has difficulty separating lust for love, so to speak. So I left him alone for a week and a half, and we started talking again after that. He then pursued me very hard and kept pushing for another date. But when we were hanging out, for example, we were also in the pool, and he was just sitting there holding each other. And he said, I could get used to this. Or another example, I made a comment about myself in a bikini, and he said, you don't need to worry about that stuff anymore. He's also always making references to, quote, us in the future. Oh, she's so young, 21 to 25. And continuing this dynamic. He reaches out to me every day. He always texts first. After he's done with his clinical, he's going to school to be a physical therapist. He kept in contact with me over the 4th of July holiday weekend, and then yesterday, Monday, I didn't hear from him, which I thought was odd. He also had time to post on his Snapchat story and not message me. I don't know how to read this situation. I'm looking for some advice on how to proceed. Okay, how do you proceed is you get back on the site where you found his raggedy ass and you find somebody else. This ain't your man. Okay, you confusing. You think if you screw somebody that you have a relationship. You know what? When you laid down, you didn't have a relationship. When you get up, you don't have a relationship. It's the same shit. All you did was have sex. Okay, you need to get that through your head and stop sleeping with everybody and stop spending the night over some strange man's house and sitting up there cuddling and shit, making out and shit in the pool in public in view of everybody. What's wrong with you? See, this is what I mean. This is the kind who is the desperate kind who, when a guy calls at the last minute, she's just gonna pop on her clothes and run out the door. This you too anxious. You again, you need to get some standards and you need to uphold them and you need to monitor your behavior. Okay. Now he done told you flat out to your face, after I do it, I lose interest. Okay, so knowing that man done told you, what do you think you're supposed to do with that? You're supposed to listen. He's telling you to your face, don't do it because I'll just toss you off to the side if you just be a toss up. That's what he's telling you. Don't get your feelings involved in it. If you want a bone, we could do that, but don't get your feelings involved in it because once we're done, you just gonna be a toss up, and I'm gonna toss you up and over into the rejected pile over there somewhere with all them other hoes. That's what he's telling you. Okay, so why you don't understand that, I just really don't get. He said it to your face in plain words. It wasn't even speaking no foreign language. So, and you hanging out and you spending the night and all, just don't know when to fucking go home and all this kind of stuff. You doing too much. You don't never spend the night at no man's house and stay there all the goddamn next day. Like he gotta, toss you out because you don't know how to go home. She needs to learn that lesson about leaving somebody wanting more instead of glad that you're gone. That's why he didn't want to talk to you for a week and a half because you have wore out your welcome. If you had spent a little time with him and took your ass home, he would have wanted to see you again. But instead, he got like 5 dates in one because you didn't know how to fucking go home. Man, I'd be like up and out. I'd be like, look at the time. I gotta go. And I'm not going to no dude's house either. Now, but that's the thing about it. Unless you don't even know if he could do it good, then you be mad. And you just be sitting up there just being some kind of receptacle for his freaky nonsense, and you didn't get shit out of it. No, that's why I don't like to do. You need to know how a man moves first. You got to know. I don't know. There's like a whole assessment. We'll have to talk about that one night. A whole assessment that I do to tell if a guy is gonna be right or if he's gonna be a waste of my time. I'll let y'all go with my secrets, and we can talk. Those of you who also have those secrets, we'll talk. We'll exchange notes. Yeah, it's about time to do another one of those. What we call it, girls' night out. And we didn't really have a topic. We just all got on here and just talked so much shit. It was ridiculous. That video is still online if you want to check it out. It was an example of the craziness. But yeah, I will break it down because it's something that I figured out from trial and error after many years. And, so now I don't even waste my time. You can tell. Can tell. Yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll do that. Probably like on a weekend. That has to be like that's a weekend topic. That's not a work, and we're gonna do it late. So you all on the East Coast, be ready. This is gonna be an after hours thing. All right, so let's move on to question number 15 from a guy, 26 to 29 from Austria. Wow, how did he find out about me? This happened months and months ago, but I never talked about it and decided to write and see what you thought. If I handled this correctly. I'm a US citizen currently living in Austria with my granduncle and aunt. 3 weeks before my girlfriend and I's anniversary, I bought 2 plane tickets for a ski trip. We both love outdoor activities and thus skiing would have been a perfect bonding time. It was supposed to be an anniversary surprise. Nevertheless, it was me who got the surprise. I was headed to her place when I saw my best friend's car parked right in front of my girlfriend's house. I wondered what he was doing there. I was about to pull over and get out of my car to ask him. With the help of the moonlight, I noticed that he was not alone. Someone sitting in the passenger seat. I decided not to stop to pull over and drove past him. Then for the last time I looked at their silhouette. When they kissed, I laughed, thinking it would be his next target. Yet to my surprise, it was my girlfriend that he was kissing. Oh shit. I stopped the car right in front of them. My girlfriend noticed my presence and got out of his car immediately. So it did my traitor best friend. Though shocked with mine and heart numbing scene I just witnessed, I still managed to get out of my car. My girlfriend started crying, was about to move closer to me. I stopped her right then and there. I didn't realize that my tears began flowing down my cheeks. Without a single word coming from my mouth, I moved inside my car and drove away. Dude, you're like a Harlequin novel here. I deactivated all my social media accounts and cut all the connections I had with the two of them. What they did was unforgivable. Am I doing the right thing or should I give them a chance to explain their side? What side? Their side is they was fucking around. Your best friend and your woman. There's no side to that, sir. You did the right thing to just, dump them both. But this dramatic writing that you have here, dude, you should write novels. My girlfriend started to cry and was about to move closer to me, but I stopped her. And right then and there, I didn't realize that my tears began flowing down my cheeks without a single word coming from my mouth. I moved smoothly inside my car and drove away. I mean, no, he's not kidding. I guess he's not. Well, I mean, he drove off and then he blocked them all and stuff. So, I mean, it's true. I hope you refunded them tickets. Thank you. Yes, that's going to be my refresher. Thank you. Thank you. You on a diet? Shoot, I'll be on a diet too till I do this show. No, somebody told me I should record audiobooks, but I can't record no books where they don't let you cuss. I'd be like, this is boring as hell. What kind of book is this? I don't want to do this. I'd be like, did you ever hear Samuel L. Jackson's version of the 12, what was it, the 12 nights of Christmas or whatever it was? And all through the goddamn house, not a creature was stirred, not even a fucking mouse. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I could do that. Yeah. So anyway, dude, yes, you did the right thing. She's stupid. Your friends, she's crazy. Your friend is trash. You did good to get rid of both of them. Question 16, female 30 to 36 from Rockville, Maryland. My ex and I broke up over a week ago. I broke things off with him because we were becoming toxic. He had mental health issues. Oh my God. Anxiety, emotional detachment, and he refuses to see help. On top of that, he has a racist dad who was against me from the beginning because of my race. A few days after the breakup, I found out through a friend that he was on an online dating app. I thought maybe he just did not care about me at all, and maybe I should start meeting new people too. So last week I met this guy, let's call him Mike. So we had lunch and dinner together. That's how long our hangout was. We kissed. Towards the end of the day, he asked if we could go out on a second date. I said yes. The next day, I received a text from my ex saying that he hasn't actually moved on, blah, blah, blah. This gave me a glimmer of hope that maybe he is open to talking again. We exchanged a few messages. But today, I checked my phone when I woke up, hoping to get a message from my ex, but I got a message from Mike instead. He was talking about his plans. We had a friendly conversation. A few minutes later, I started to think about my ex again. Then I thought maybe I shouldn't lead Mike on because I'm not actually over my ex and it would be unfair. So I decided to text my ex to ask if he wanted to meet up and talk. But before I did that, I already made a decision to let Mike know what's going on to have my inside of my head no matter what my ex's reply would be. Mike was busy at work, so he didn't respond right away. My ex replied quick and flat out told me he did not want me back and there was no chance of us getting back together. I was so hurt. I felt stupid for thinking he was open to us talking again. This time I felt like I was the one getting dumped. When Mike finally did reply, I was already an emotional wreck. I gave him an idea what was actually going on. I told him I needed to cancel the second date, and he was very understanding, like I could not believe how he wasn't mad. He said I should contact him when I'm ready, and he hoped I was okay. I actually felt sorry for him. I hate myself for believing my ex actually wanted to talk again. How do I get better? I want to be a better person. I want to reach out to Mike when I'm better. Mike is going to be through with your ass. First of all, you're stupid. I'm going to just tell you this. Okay, you broke things off with the fool because he had mental health issues, he had anxiety, emotionally detached, and he refused to seek help, and he has a racist father. Okay, 4 solid reasons to break up. You should have probably done it months and months before. So then you meet somebody who seems to be nice. You enjoy time with him, all this stuff, but you kick him to the curb because this toxic, mentally ill, racist ex sent you a text. He didn't say anything about wanting to get back with you. He didn't say I love you. He didn't say I miss you. He didn't say none of that. But somehow in your mind, you flipped around this text to mean that you're going to have another relationship with this man who's mentally ill, has a racist daddy, and is emotionally unavailable. That's what you wanted to do. So, I can't tell you how to get better because you already know the answer to that. You're willfully choosing not to. You're willfully choosing to look behind you and stay involved with some stupidity. You chose to do that. Okay? Nobody made you do that. You chose to do that. Okay? What you got to figure out is why you chose to do something so stupid and shoot yourself in the foot. Why did you do that? Once you figure that out, you'll have the answer to how you can be a better person. Okay? I can't do that for you. Yeah, I just like me. So at the time some dude told me that he had mental health issues, I'd be like, he's got a racist daddy. He's like emotionally unavailable. I can't. My patience level is so low now. You say something stupid to me, you criticize anything that I do, you have some snarky ass comment about something, you make any kind of dick related comment, anything that's just untoward, disrespectful, out of place, crazy, stupid, just sexist, misogynist, anything come out your mouth. You display that behavior. You just I'm done. You get one time. I used to do the rattlesnake shake when I was younger, but now I don't give a fuck. Because I figure men in my age group ought to know better. Now I'm talking about y'all. Y'all are younger. You in your 20s and 30s and stuff. So you still have, you still should do the rattlesnake tail because all y'all still learning. The men are learning just like you are. But you people in their 40s and 50s and stuff, shit, fuck that. You motherfucker, you don't know how to act by now. I'm done with you. I don't have time. And then got to deal with your ED and your baby mama issues on top of that. Fuck you. Fuck all y'all. I don't want to be bothered. Yeah, he's not going to take her seriously. He just going to fuck over. So that's why she should just leave him alone. Let's move on. Question 17. Female 26 to 29 out the UK. In 1 year, I will be getting married to the love of my life. But the issue is that the love of my life had an affair with a married woman in the past and they got physically involved. Now the issue is that whenever we talk about trying different things after marriage, the first thought that comes to my mind is that you have already tried it all, so what's the point? It won't be any different for you. And this bothers me so much that the man I will be trying out new things with will only be new for me and not him. I just can't accept this, and I don't know what to do. I've tried my best coming to terms with his past, but I can't, and it always hurts me that I won't be his first. Okay, well then don't marry him. He can't be the love of your life if you having all this stuff. And see, what you should be doing is thinking like, wow, He's had experience, so by the time I finally get with him, he's gonna send me to Mars. It's gonna be all wonderful because he's had practice. I'm not gonna be one of them women that's gets married with a husband that don't know how to fuck, and then I get mad and frustrated. See, that's how you could be thinking about it. That's how men would since think too. But it's like the ones that are stupid one, like, well, I want a virgin. Well, she don't know how to fuck, and then you be mad because she don't know how to fuck, and then you go cheat on her with somebody who's got a lot of experience because she knows how to fuck. And so that's the same thing. You don't want nobody who don't have no experience. That's like a training when riding a bike with training wheels. Don't want that. Yeah, she tripping. And she's just sitting up there talking about it's not going to be special. Where do you think at your age how old are you? Oh, 26 to 29. Okay, your ass is on the downstroke to 30 years old. Where do you think you going to meet a man that don't have no sexual experience at this point? Where is he hiding at? And if he's that old and he hasn't fucked anybody yet, he's got mental problems. And he's probably ugly and short and fat. Okay, and he probably drools, and he's a mouth breather and lives in his mother's basement. Okay. Now, if that's what you want, you go ahead. But you're going to get a good looking man who's got a nice body, who's confident, got a good job, knows how to talk to people, is sociable and all that kind of stuff. He's going to have some sexual experience. So you got to pick one. Either get you that cave dwelling mouth breather or get you the nice dude that's going to rock your world and then be happy that that's your husband. I'm like, shit, the more experience they had, the better. No, my husband was a straight hoe. I haven't met nobody who's an omega who's not. But who got the benefit of all of that wholeness? That's the only reason I married his ass. So I just, I was eggplanted into submission because I kept saying no. I don't want to get married. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm too young to die. But he caught me on a vulnerable moment. You know the mouth breather type. And then they have drool and stuff, and they pick their nose, and they constantly pushing their glasses up. Ugh. Let's move on. Question 18, female, 26 to 29 from Trenton, New Jersey. So my husband and I moved in with my friend in November of last year. We lived with her for a short period of time, and everything was cool. This time, though, the first night there was some drama with her ex-husband. Some threats were made, but nothing was taken seriously. We didn't know anything of their situation prior to moving in and didn't realize the gravity of the situation. But the longer we lived here, the more intense the situation got until it culminated a few days ago in my tires getting slashed. Someone had left lewd comments on my work Instagram, and my husband just realized he also received communication via Instagram. A message about assaulting me and torturing and killing everybody in the house. What? There were threats about killing our dogs, poisoning the pool, and how the view from their backyard allowed them to see into our living space perfectly. They alluded to me doing nails well. I'm in school to be a nail tech, and passwords and hacking cameras. There was something about burning the house down and waiting until we had guests so they could all be targets as well. I'm so disgusted and angry right now. One with whoever is harassing us, but also with my roommate for not telling us about all the crazy shit happening before we moved in. Now we financially can't move out, and I'm terrified. They caught him after he slashed my tires, but I don't know if he has friends to do his bidding, and I don't know what to do. I'm trying to look into cyber threats and victims' help, but New Jersey sucks. The cops wouldn't take any of the prior threats seriously because they can't prove who they came from, and I'm sure when we report this, it'll be more of the same. I'm just not sure where to go from here, but I definitely want to move out and be done with this. Oh, no, no, no. Cops don't do anything. They're not equipped. There are in various places around the company FBI cybercrime units. We have 2 in California that I'm aware of. The only reason I know that is because I had to call them when this dude was after my daughter. So long story, but they came and took they made a mirror of her computer. They hooked it up with this thing, and they, copied everything on it, and they found out who the guy was, and it turned out he worked at Lawrence Livermore Labs. Not too far from where we were living at that time. And with her being a black, few black people in that area, it was gonna be pretty easy for him to figure out who she was. I was so scared, y'all. I was so scared. I was just like, I didn't let her out of my sight. I drove her to school. I picked her up. I canceled my personal training clients. I did everything to make sure that I kept my eye on her every second until that was resolved. And this is a true story. This happened to me. My daughter got in the clutches of some fool, but luckily I had the software on her computer that made mirror images. I think I had to set up every 20 seconds. It would take a screenshot of what was on her screen. She didn't know what it was. She didn't even know it was on the computer. And I went on there and I just happened to look at it and I saw what was going on. It was so scary. So I know this for a fact. What you should do, that's a felony. So, using the internet to make these kind of threats is a felony. So what you do is contact the FBI Cyber Crimes Unit and you tell them what's been happening and that this person has made death threats. They've made threats to sexually assault you. They've made threats to kill your dogs. They've already vandalized your car. And you say, the police say that they can't find out who this is. I know you can find out who the IP address and who it belongs to and all this kind of stuff. And, please help us get this person off the street, and they will do it. Now, also, when I was on Blog Talk, this is another scary story. I was on Blog Talk, right, and this guy came on my show, and he was making threats like that, like, I'll find you, I'll rape you, I'll do this and that to you. I'm like, really? I took screenshots, and I wrote to Blog Talk, and I said, this is what happened in the chat. And it shows, the timestamp and everything. They were like, oh, my God. So they know everybody who's registered on their site, right? They can go and see your IP address. So everything started backtracking. This is because, niggas are stupid and they don't know that they leave a electronic footprint everywhere they go. You know what I mean? They're not like cyber hackers, so they're stupid. So they're going to be logging up from their house and shit. And so, anyway, the long story short, they found out who he was. They sent the police to his, when they found his address and stuff, they sent the police there. They gave him a screenshot of what the guy threatened. He lived all the way on the East Coast, you know what I mean? But still, there's planes that go, you know what I mean? It was something I took somewhat seriously because, planes do travel. And, yeah, he got it, boy. Yeah, it's just stupid. Just stupid. Thinking that, first of all, he thought I was going to be scared. I wasn't scared. I was sitting there looking at it like, whoa, I'm about to rock your fucking world, motherfucker. You don't understand who you messing with. You don't even understand. And so when the police came visiting that boy, his ass was like all kind of rocked. And I didn't see him on the line, on the channel, on Blog Talk no more either. He booted him off. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff they do. But if you know how to protect yourself or how to get them, then there's no, they can make all the threats that they want to. That don't mean nothing. You just have to understand what your rights are. And once they start using the internet to make threats like that against somebody's life and limb, that is a felony. And so there you go. Yeah. Well, it's the FBI Cyber Crimes Unit. That's what it used to be called. I don't know what it's called now because, my daughter's plenty old now. This is when she was in high school. She was like ninth grade when this happened. So, yeah, that was some scary shit. So let's move on. Question number 19, female 21 to 25, Ohio. I saw that you take questions off the site. I found you on Reddit. So I'm sending you mine so I can get an unfiltered response. Oh. Deb, I saw text that my boyfriend, quote, Roland's friend, quote, Jim, sent, where he kept asking for nudes of me and saying that it's fine because he sent Roland pictures of girls he dated, and it wasn't like he was going to marry me anyway. My boyfriend kept saying, no, that's weird, but he's still engaged in conversation. My boyfriend sent my profile pic to him, and Jim was saying how I look like a freak, and then sent a nude of his ex's tatas, asking if mine were the same size. My boyfriend said no, that mine were bigger and that I suffocate him with them. Oh, my God. But his exes before me were that size. And then he was saying how I'm bigger than any girl he's dated. So I feel really insecure even though he said he finds me attractive and loves me. I felt like they both disrespected me and both of their exes, especially his friend for sending his ex's nude without her consent. And it made me upset that he still had the picture on his phone. I said I needed time to think about everything. I'm not sure if I'm being too sensitive, and this is normal for men. We've been together for around 5 months, if that matters. What should I do in this situation? You should dump his ass like he was yesterday's old chicken bones. Girl, you know, they say there are no accidents. There's no accidents. You were meant to see that. Even though guys always say, well, you know, you should have been snooping this and that, blah, blah, blah. Um, if he didn't want you to see it, he would be like all the players. I know they would have deleted it. They delete their text. You can't see nothing because it's gone. Okay, but the fact that he left it there and you know his password to his phone, you see what I mean? It was a setup for you to see it. Now, why did he want you to see it? This is a test. This is a test to see if you have enough self-esteem to dump his ass after you cuss him out. Or if you just gonna cry about it and stay with the man who did you like this. That's what this is. This is a fucking test. So what I suggest you do is tell your boyfriend how raggedy and fucked up and trifling he is, how he ain't shit, how his friend ain't shit. And then, you know, since you do know, but before you do that, you go into your phone. If he has any pictures of you, you know, in a compromising situation, delete them. Delete them. Then you cuss him out and then you break up with him. You should not, you've been together 5 months, it should not be 5 months and one more day. There's no excuse that he can give, no kind of disrespect that should be taken in a situation like this. How are you going to talk about somebody that you say you love like that? He's stupid. I just don't get it. Oh, yes. Just so super fired. Yeah, he's gross and nasty. Ugh. All right, let's move on to this question. Question number 20. Male 26 to 29 from Perth, Australia. We have been going out for just short of a year. I'm pursuing my PhD and she's doing her undergrad. She's 20, I'm 27. It was great for the first 6 to 7 months. I was crazy about her. We couldn't take our eyes and hands off each other. Oh, so you got pussy whooped. That's what it is. We went to traveling to another continent for a whole month, just 6 months into our relationship. I thought we found love and I found a very strong woman to be with. We met each other's families and everything. But slowly I realized I was slacking off in my work as I was constantly with her. Upon mentioning that I needed time for myself, I was accustomed to being selfish and not valuing. I was accused, rather, of being selfish and not valuing the relationship. I'm letting my PhD get away and will come out with a mediocre PhD because of this, if I get it at all. I keep telling her that I want to work on my studies and myself for the benefit of both of us in our future and need time away from her to myself. But I'm accused of being selfish and not caring enough every time and of factoring her into my schedule and not making time for her. Over the course of the relationship, I have been called everything from a sociopath to pathetic to weak to cowardly, wow, to rape apologist to being plain stupid multiple times. She usually shouts when we're arguing. I'm not used to being shouted at, so I freeze up and cannot come up with a reply. My mind goes blank. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Most of the times I apologize until my apology feels genuine to her. I begged her to stop. I really don't want to be with her anymore. Last night I told her I wanted to break up after a massive fight and walked away. 5 minutes later, I got photos on Facebook from her with her bleeding from having cut herself. I had to rush back and apologize, and we're back together again. On the other side, on the surface, she's a social butterfly. She's befriended all my friends, and I got to know that she's planning a surprise for me on my birthday, which is a month away. Breaking up with her now would be the worst move. I'll end up losing all my friends as well. I'm still at school. I have another year to go. I feel cornered and stuck and profusely regret getting into a relationship with her. I bet you do. I cannot get out of it now. I'm struggling with everything from my studies to just maintaining my sanity. I don't want to show her how unhappy I am and risk getting into another argument. I'm maintaining a face of sanity and that of being a good boyfriend on the outside till fate decides what happens to us. For the time being, I am utterly defeated, pushed down, and feel constantly down and scared all the time. Please help. I'm desperate here. You don't have no nuts either. What is all these men with no testosterone at all? Okay, let me tell you as a woman how I would have done this. Okay, okay, you strange about each other. Okay, yeah. Okay, you slacking off on your work, and so that was your major mistake. People do tend to do that though when they first get in a relationship and they all dizzy, from the romance and the high drama of it all and everything. But when you say that she want to do all this fussing about you taking time and stuff, you are supposed to say, look, this is your option. This is a goal I have for myself. I had it before I ever met you. I'm gonna have it if it's necessary after we break up. So this is your option. Either I'm gonna be away from you and concentrate on this, and we'll still be a couple. We'll see each other once a week or whatever, or we can break up and then I have to see your fucking ass at all. Which one do you want? Either one is fine with me. That's how you were supposed to do her. Okay, you don't let her run your life. What the fuck is wrong with you? These dudes are just so weak. I just don't understand it. How you gonna let her tell you what to do about your future and your education where you spend all this money and got student loans up the yin yang or whatever, and you wasting all your time and money chasing around behind her because she wants some attention? You supposed to tell her, look, I'll see you when I see you. Yeah, that's just how it is. And this thing about her, you saw some blood. She haven't cut herself. You know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to send her a text and say, die, bitch. That's what you're supposed to do. Die, bitch. Die. And then block her. So she can't send you no more messages on Facebook. See, you guys, you don't know how to deal with women like this who are very manipulative. And so you get caught up. You don't let nobody control you like that. I wouldn't give a fuck. You could bleed all up and down the block. You could let out 6 pints of blood and dry up and shrivel up on the sidewalk. I don't give a fuck. It don't have shit to do with me. You deciding to cut yourself. Cut away. Make yourself be like Edward Scissorhands. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. That wouldn't work with me. And they talk about, well, I'm going to kill myself. Why are you telling me? I don't give a shit. You probably should tell your mother. She might care. I don't. Because to me, the world is a lovelier place without you in it. So to me, that would be a blessing. So you just announcing something that's going to make me joy. Don't break my heart and decide that you're not going to do it. Okay? That would be the conversation coming out of my mouth. I don't give a damn if you kill yourself, cut yourself, stab yourself in the eye, whatever you want to do. But see, this was your mistake when you started seeing all the stuff going wrong with her. You stayed in a relationship. You're supposed to leave the second they start clowning. That's it. You put your barriers up, and then you be like, out. Out. They always be bluffing at that stuff. Talking about what they going to do and the bleed. She probably put some nail polish on herself or something. But like I said, I really wouldn't give a shit, and I would just tell her, die. Die then. Cut yourself some more. I want to see more blood. That little drop, that ain't shit. That's not enough to make me do anything. I need to see pints. Question 21, female 30 to 36 out the UK. We have been married for almost 10 years and it has just gone downhill. He is always depressed now and holed up in the bedroom sleeping. Oh, wow. Every time I try to talk to him about it or coax him out, he just says that no one cares about him. He truly believes, I can't with these dudes. He truly believes that he has no friends in this world and that no one likes him. This is obviously not true and everyone else, not true to me and everyone else, but to him it is. He gets angry when he is depressed and screams and throws things. It's honestly terrifying. He has constant panic attacks even if under the slightest bit of pressure, and he just snaps and goes and lays down. It is weighing heavily on our marriage, and I honestly don't know what to do. It is so hard waking up in a bad mood, going to work and hating my job, then coming home and the whole house is so sad. I've recommended therapists, but we are not doing so great financially because of the outbreak. Our dog has even started misbehaving, which is a huge stressor for him, but I love my little girl to bits, and I can't imagine being without her. Any advice would be very much welcome. This is what I would do. Now, see, people, this is called mirroring. Men do this kind of stuff because it works. It gets women's attention and it makes them have the upper hand. So instead of you, like reading him to write at, you start coddling him and all that stuff. So when he starts throwing things, you're supposed to pick up some shit and throw it too. Throw it at his head. I'm tired of this fucking shit. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of your depression. I'm tired of every fucking thing. This marriage makes me sick. Fling, fling, fling. And then he's going to be like, and then he'll be trying to calm you down instead of worrying about his game that he's running on you. The depression game. So you don't have to do nothing. Probably the second you leave that house, he's all up doing all kind of stuff, being jolly as hell. As soon as he knows you coming home, he sinks back into his routine. So that's why you don't play, you don't go for that. So then you be like, okay, so then if he goes, he wants to do that, you say, well, I'm getting a divorce because I don't feel like I should want to be in a marriage with somebody who's just going to lay in the bed and act stupid all the damn time. That defeats the whole purpose of being married. And plus, if I live by myself, it'll be cheaper. I won't have two mouths to feed. The PG&E bill will be cheaper. Everything will be cheaper just for me by myself. I can go rent a room somewhere in somebody's house and it'll be cheaper. So that's what I'm going to do. So fuck you and fuck your depression and fuck your moods and fuck your things that you fly through the air with the greatest of ease like fucking Tarzan. I don't want to be bothered. And then you just leave him. I don't know why this is so hard. 10 years is plenty of time to know that you don't want to be bothered with somebody. Shoot, I'm thinking shit, 10 weeks is plenty to me. Yeah, get them likes up, people. How come it's all 57 likes? Where's everybody at? Everybody just not resting on the like button. Hit it. Hit the like. It's free. Okay, now we got what? 3 more questions? Oh no, wait a minute. How come? Oh shit, this must be. She got 2 question number 22s on here. That means it's actually 26 questions. Oh my God. Wait a minute. This looks like a duplicate. Okay, cousin, you done messed up something. All right, let's just look at let's go and do the question 22. 30 to 36 from the UK. I am hoping to gain some insight regarding the issue I've been facing. My anxiety is through the roof and I'm having difficulty functioning. My SO and I just came home from vacation. While we were there, a few things happened. The first thing that happened was I oversaw an incoming Snapchat he received. I recognized the name of the person sending it. He is not supposed to be in contact with this person at all. I asked why he didn't open the snap. Long story short, he opened it in front of me, and it was not an appropriate picture receiving at all. Hence, why he is not supposed to have contacted in the first place if they had a prior physical encounter. He didn't want to discuss it with me and instead said, I'm over it. This is our last vacation together. The next day, I brought it up and told him how I was feeling about what happened last night and also him saying that this is our last vacation together. He didn't apologize or show any remorse, nor did he remove the person from his Snapchat. Instead, he actually lashed out at me and said, so what do you want me to do, apologize? And laughed. So what did I do? I went through his Snapchat and saw that he had been sending and receiving messages and snaps from several other people who he had been previously talked to, had met, and are hooked up with. I don't know what to do next. Bringing up will likely upset him, but I was like, you're stupid. The man is just fucking around right in your face and tells you, I don't give a fuck what you think about it, what you think I'm going to apologize. And he laughed. That means he's not sorry. That means he did it intentionally. He's going to keep doing it. He's doing it with a bunch of other women. And you know why? Because you caught him once and you stayed with him. So he knows your ass is weak and you ain't going nowhere. You just gonna talk shit, but you still gonna be there taking it. So what he's gonna do is gonna up the ante. He's gonna abuse you more and more and more and more and more and more. And he's gonna disrespect you more and more and more and more and more and more. He's gonna up the ante until you just rubbing your nose in the shit. Probably bring the women and sleep in the bed right next to you with them, fucking them all over the place, right in the bed with you laying there watching and crying. That's where this is headed. Because you don't have enough gumption to get up and leave a situation that you can see is all fucked up. And you worried about him being upset. Lady, get your shit together, pack your stuff, and leave. Okay, this man don't want you. He does not want you. He done already told you so last vacation together. That means he's getting ready to leave you. You don't understand. He got all these other bitches he's fucking. He's not interested in you like that. You trying to have a commitment and build something and stuff. He's not, no. It's not happening. Yeah, she tripping. I just don't even understand. I'm like, and this person, he's, quote, not supposed, what, you his mama now? Johnny, you're not supposed to eat your dessert before dinner. You know, you can't make grown men do nothing. They going to do what the fuck they want to do. Just like women. We going to do what we want to do. And that they don't want to do what you want them to do, then you just leave them alone. It's not hard. Okay? I don't understand this. Okay, then let's see. Because I think one of these is a duplicate. Sorry, hold on a second, you guys. I'm trying to check this out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she made a mistake. That's okay. She does a really good job 99% of the time, so we'll just let this slide. Question 22, male. I mean, actually, it's question 23, right? Because we had two 22s. So this is actually 23. Okay. Male, 30 to 36 out of Texas. I'm a 34-year-old male living with my 28-year-old fiance and her two sons that are 10 and 3. They both have the same daddy. You know what? That's sad that we at a state in our society where that's something to give somebody credit for. Her and I have been tried living together before. The first time was when the now oldest son was 4. It was just the three of us, and we couldn't make it work, so we broke up. She went back to the biological father and had another son with him. They broke up 1 year after the second baby was born. I hadn't seen her in 5 years, and about 7 months ago, she was in town, wanted to get some closure. So we met up, we kept talking, decided to have another go at the relationship. We figured we were both growing and more mature, we could make it work this time. I was warned by her sister that this new baby of hers was the worst. Her brother-in-law also warned me not to do it because he truly hated the 3-year-old. I ignored them and convinced her to quit her job and move in with me. Oh my God, you idiot. The moment she moved in, it was apparent that this kid was going to be a lot of work. The 10-year-old is fine because he just mostly retreated to his room and played games all day. But the 3-year-old is a complete brat. He throws tantrums and he cries all day long. He's completely disrespectful. He doesn't listen, is way behind, and acts like a 1-year-old. He can only make like 2 annoying sounds. It drives me up the wall. Oh, he must have some problems. He got some issues. At first, I tried my best to help discipline this kid and give him some boundaries, contain him, and help her start getting some sort of control. But it's been 6 months now living with him, and he's just gotten worse. Every time I think we're making some progress, he takes 10 steps backwards. I got to the point that I told her I had to step down from being an authority and that she would now have to take the complete authoritative role because she was starting to resent the way I treated him. Once I stepped back, it just got harder for me to be around that kid. Recently, I started retreating to my room, and I can hear him outside misbehaving and crying every 5 minutes. We just got into a huge fight because I've been hiding in my room. I hate being a step parent. I really can't see myself doing this for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, dude, that this shit is funny. I tried to do nice things with them, like walks in the park, trips to the museum, but I have now lost all motivation to do anything with them as a family. The kids recently went to their dad's for a week, and the youngest returned with even more bad habits and more of a spoiled brat than he already was. I mean, my fiance has tried to implement much of what I tell her, and some of it seems to help. Yet new issues arise all the time, and I see no end in sight with this behavior. I feel horrible now because I made her quit her job and move down here. And now I don't want anything to do with the step parenting role. I'm thinking of just calling off the engagement, breaking off the relationship because I would feel horrible to lead these kids into a marriage where I don't love them. And I can't stand one of them just because I love their mother. I feel selfish and some many other things, but I just can't see my future with these kids. Do I keep trying to make it work? Oh, hell no. You know what you do? You know, this is fucked up, dude, because you in the middle of COVID. It's hard to get jobs right now. You kind of stuck for at least a hot minute. But if you got it like that, what you could do is move them into the place and pay the rent for 6 months or something and give her time to get back, to get her a job or pay to move them back to where they were, right? And hopefully she can get her old job back. That's what I would do, but you better have some money. I would think if you could support her and them kids without her having to work, you probably do. You probably make a pretty good salary. So you're going to have to suck it up and pay some money to move her back and move all her shit back and get her a place and then pay her the rent for 6 months or something and then tell her after that she on her own. Or maybe they can move in with that daddy. I'm just saying. With them little demon spawn kids, see, I would have been like, get this little Damien child the fuck up out of my house. I don't want to be bothered. Mm-mm. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work at all. Okay, so hold on, you guys, because I'm looking at at these things. Okay, then question 25. Okay, so then this one is a duplicate. Okay, I got it. I got it. We on a roll now. So yeah, dude, that's what you're gonna have to do. But like, look into it. How much is all gonna cost? You know, you gonna have to whip out your credit cards. And stuff. You're gonna have to come out of pocket for some money because you made a bonehead move. You don't never make some woman quit her job like that, and you ain't ever been around the kids enough to know if they're some brats or not. And she 28 with that demon spawn ass kid. Ooh wee. I feel sorry for her. The only person she gonna be able to be with is that baby daddy. Cause nobody else gonna want to be bothered. You know, Damien, you saw that movie. That kid was creepy as hell. That tricycle scene, mm-mm. It was like, I was scared of kids on big wheels and shit for a long time after that. Question 24. This is the next to last question. Female, 26 to 29, out of Seattle. Last weekend, I broke up with my boyfriend because he said we have different views in life, that he feels I want more, which he's worried he might not be able to give me, and that he doesn't want to be feeling confined in a relationship. So to me, it felt like he wasn't sure about me, so I broke up with him. You love Chucky shit. Fuck Chucky too. Now I received a message from him asking how I'm doing, and he just wanted to say that he was sorry. So I asked, what is he sorry for? That he is right. I want commitment in everything a relationship entails, and I want him to be happy, and I don't want him to feel confined. But I cannot be with someone who's unsure of me. His reply was, yes, you do deserve all that you want, blah, blah, blah. And he's not unsure. He just thinks we look at life differently. Nothing wrong. I didn't reply anymore because I'm not sure what he wants. Is he just making sure I'm all right after the breakup or what? But for me, just leave me alone if you can't give me what I want so I can start to heal. I don't know. Why didn't you fucking block his ass? See, this is the thing. It's like exes shouldn't be able to send you texts. I don't know what you guys be doing here. It's like am I just talking to myself? Do you not understand what no contact means? That means that you don't talk to them. They don't text you. They don't email you. They can't find you on Facebook. They can't send you a Snapchat. They can't find you on Twitter. None of those things are they going to be able to do. No emails, no faxes, nothing. They can't contact you. That's what no contact means. So the fact that you just leave your phone, you don't even block them or nothing, you just want some bullshit and drama in your life. That's why you don't take the precautions to put up barriers and preventive things to make sure that that doesn't happen. And then you want to write me and burden my nerves with the bullshit when you didn't do what you were supposed to do. You already know the answer to this question, so I'm just going to move on. So let's move on to question 25, the last question of the day. This is a female, 30 to 36, and she says requested anonymous. Oh, she didn't want her location. Hey, squad. Okay, this is for all of y'all. I'm in need of some advice, and I don't know what to do. I have a friend who is married, and her husband currently don't have anywhere to go. They have a daughter as well, and all three of them are staying with me and have been for about a month now. The problem is starting to become a burden because I have two growing teenage boys of my own who eat like grown men by themselves. I can't afford to feed my kids plus her and her spouse and her child at the same time. Oh my God. I don't know how to ask them to leave because, again, they are homeless, and this is my friend since childhood. They sleep until noon on the couch, and I'm getting frustrated. Her daughter is 15, so I don't really have a problem with allowing her daughter to stay with me until they find a stable home. I just can't afford to continue to accommodate her and her husband anymore. These folks are definitely wearing out their welcome. What should I do about this situation without losing my friend? Well, this is what I would do. Okay, they're homeless, and obviously they sleep until noon, so they don't have no job. What you should do is tell them that as of whatever date they need to start, they're going to start contributing to the grocery bill at least. They can get food stamps. When they're unemployed and there's a family of 3 people, they can get food stamps. Okay? And that tell them to give that food stamp card to you, because that is going to help you reimburse for the food that you've already supplied them, and it's going to buy food for everybody there to eat. That's going to be their contribution to the household. Then you tell them, okay, we're going to do this for 3 more months or 2 more months, whatever, 60 days, and then I need you guys to be ready to make plans to move out. With the mistake that we made when you moved in, we didn't set a parameter around it, but I think enough is enough. and it's time for you guys to go and get your own place. Now, what they can also do is check with social services in your area. They have, they have emergency housing vouchers and stuff like that. They can get that. They can, you know, stay in a hotel room or whatever. They usually have two beds, so the daughter can be in one and they can be in one. Or you could offer them, like you said, for the daughter to stay there with the food stamp card, and then, they just go and kick it on their own. Yeah, homeless assistance through welfare. There you go. See, you said squad. I told you they know more about it than me in many instances. So there you go. So there's no reason for you to have to burden the whole shoulder this whole burden by yourself when there's assistance available for people who are homeless and unemployed and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's nice that you did it. That's been your friend, and I think you've been doing it for how long did you say? It's been a month now. Okay, but that there has to be an end to that. So you tell them, that the most you can do is 90 days, but the main need they need to go and start kicking down some money for some food because you can't afford to feed all of three more people. That's just ridiculous that they should expect to eat that and not contribute nothing. That's fucking ridiculous. And that man is just useless as hell. Even if your friend and her daughter stayed there, that motherfucker should be out. I don't care if he has to pick up cans or go stand down there with the Mexicans and do day labor at what you call it. Where he might not have no skills though. But whatever, no man should be laying up living in a household where he's not paying no bills and some woman is taking care of him. That's bullshit. So you was nice to let him. I would have told him he can't come in. He can't live with me unless he's got some money. I don't support men. I don't. That's just it. That's just how I roll. But wow, what a crazy show. That was the What the Fuck Tuesday for today, July 14th. I just, I don't know what to say. If you have a question that you want to submit for a future show, look in the show description down below and you'll see the link that says Get Advice. Click that link and it'll take you to the submission form. Just fill it out. I also can do video submissions. If you want to ask your question on a video, you can do that. You just upload it there. 1 minute is about all you get. So talk fast and or just fill out the form and just do it in a written form and I read it for you. Either way, it works. And what else? So then we'll be back on Friday with the Dusty News Network. So you guys got some memes and stuff to send in, please do. Send that stuff on in to survivingdating@gmail.com and make the subject line Dusty News. Okay? Dusty News. That's for Friday night. Memes, jokes, crazy comments, crazy posts, all kind of stuff. We put that up and we talk about them. We drag them on Friday nights. So thanks you everybody for showing up and hearing this craziness. I appreciate everybody's super chat donations, my Patreon subscribers, and of course, my lady boss, the best friend that a girl never met. she got my back. I tell you, I don't know what I did to deserve this woman in my life, but I must have done something right. So you all take care. Love you. Talk